Okay, so yesterday we have covered that is CSS Flex and CSS Grid, right? So, and the transition, we were in the transitions. Wait 1 second, let me open the notepad. Okay, there is something called as CSS transformation. So let's see. So as of now, you know what is transition, right? So now I'll save this file. We have something called as transform. So let's see what is transform. Transform is example if you have some container and you are trying to transform it. So maybe it is horizontally or it is vertically. You're going to skew it or you're going to scale it. Okay, for that. So I'll give the basic structure. Sorry, I'll save this file as. And in between this, I'm going to create a head slash head and the body elements. So within this body element, I will create some containers. Okay. So example, a DAV container. So I'm giving a class name. So class name, it's going to be A, and I'm giving some text for this slash DIV. Uh, it's a full stack web element. So let's copy this. And this is T. Okay. So like this, we have created. So now I'm going to apply some class functionality over here. Just go to the head element. So dot A. From this dot A, I will give a width. So width is some 150 pixels. Okay. And then I'm giving some assigning some height. It's going to be 100 pixels. And I'll give the background color because this is a container. For that, I'm just giving some width and height and the background color. Okay, background color is like yellow, or I will go with some purple. Okay, and transform. So here I'm going to use the property that is called transform. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it. Okay, like so for rotation, obviously it will be a degree, right? So I'm giving some 20-degree here. Okay. And then for the other also, we have some, see here, in transform property, we have something called as some values is there. That is one is skew and the other one is scale. The other one is we have something called as rotate. Okay, like this we have. So now we'll design. Just copy this. So here I'm going to change this class names and also the value. So value here I'm going to mention a skew. Okay, so skew skew of some 20 degree, and I'm giving some scale. So skew and rotate will be like, stretching the object. Okay, for that we need to mention in a degree. And we have something called as scale. So scale, in scale we have some two directions. So either you can go with x, that is horizontal. So I'm giving some value as 1.5, and here also I'm changing this to be a scale, and I can do it for the vertical. So vertical also giving some 1.5. Okay, so here I will change the class name, save and run this. I think I have not mentioned this within a style element. So let me, so style element. So here you can see the first one is a coding. So the first one is rotate, right? So it isn't rotate. Rotate means it will rotate the object, but here you can see that is skew. So skew, what will do, it's dimensional, that is diagonally it will get enlarged, right? And then if you see the scale x, what happened, it is horizontally it is enlarging. So if I give something like 3, so here you can see it has been enlarged horizontally. And this is for vertical. So vertical, if I give this to be some 3, then what happened? So it will get enlarged. Okay, so this is how it will be. Clear? Okay, so next thing is, guys, whoever joined, so please put your names in the chat box. Okay, and so what is called as a keyframe? So we'll understand what is keyframe. Okay, so keyframe is nothing but a full and full animation. So how we are going to create a keyframes. Example, see here. The first thing is, so one container is enough. So I'll remove all these. Okay, I'll take this class D itself and I'll remove the other properties. So in this, class D, I'm setting the width and height. So it is already I have set, and the background color. So now I'm going to set this to be a position. So what is a position is, it's going to be a relative. This is going to be a parent. Okay. So parent relative is nothing but it will be in a fixed place. And if you give some animation work, then it will move on. Okay. Here I'm not going to do a transform. Here I'm going to do the animation. So animation property you need to mention. After this, need to set the keyframe. Sorry, guys, keyframes. And you can give any name. Okay, so at keyframe is mandatory. If you give this only, it will function. Okay, and you need to give the name for this key name. So how we can give? So I'm giving a name as like, okay. So this is a name I'm giving. So what you have to do is you have to assign some keyframes here. So just go here and I'm just telling from which point to which point it should move. Okay. So that is the constraint I'm giving. See here. So from, I want this to be a top. So it should move a top of 0 pixel. Okay. And then here I'm mentioning this top should be to move up till 200 pixel. Okay. So in this animation, what is the name? Comp, and this is a 5-second infinite. Okay. So let's run this code. See here, what happened? This a particular object is moving, so it is going again to the 0 pixel from until 200. It will move on. So see here how it is repeated is I'm using infinite. So if I remove this infinite value, so what happen is if I remove this, it will stay here. So it will not repeat the process again. Okay, clear? So for this purpose, we are using infinite, and we need to mention the keyframe name and the second. So how long it's going to take. I'm giving some 3 seconds. It will be little faster. Here it is little faster. So if I'm giving 2 seconds, it's too faster again. I'm giving 1 second more. See here. So like this, it will be. Okay. So this is all about a CSS. So I'll just recap whatever we have learned. If you have any doubts in this, you can ask me. Okay. So last, while completing a bootstrap, we will create a fresh project. Okay. So here, see, we have completed a position, which is very, very important, and flex, grid concept, and then animation, and then transform, transition. So these are the very important topics whenever if you are going for an front end. Okay, it's if it is a full stack or whatever it may be, it is related to this. Then you have to learn all these things thoroughly. So next is and also we'll see a little bit about a CSS pseudo classes and pseudo elements. Okay, so first we'll go with the pseudo elements. So what is called as a pseudo elements? If I'm trying to do special if example there is some text, we'll take Aparna. So Aparna is the name. So just I want that particular character like A alone. I need some special properties to be applied. Then I will go with the pseudo elements or the entire line. Okay, there are some lines like Aparna, Pavitra, and so many names are there. Okay, so I just want to highlight that particular line. Okay, for that we can go with the pseudo elements. This mostly used to style the specific parts of an element. So what is the syntax is? Let me show you. For example, I'll take one paragraph, or I can do it here itself. So I'm giving this to be a paragraph. Okay, so here I will change this to be in a paragraph element. Just close this off. Here I have some text, right? So I want something to be changed here. Let me take a paragraph. Take this entire paragraph. Paste it here. In this paragraph, I'm going to change the first line alone. So for that, you need to mention the selector. So selector is paragraph, and then you need to give a colon. Okay, double colons you have to use. This is the basic syntax for the what? This one, that is pseudo elements. Okay, so I'm mentioning this to be a first hyphen line. So between this, I'm giving some colors. Example, so this is a color I'm giving, or I'll go with the red. Okay, and I want some background color as well. We run this coding. See here, the first line alone, it has been colored. Okay, like this we have a multiple pseudo elements are there, and if you want to color the particular line, sorry, letter alone, then you have to use the first letter. Okay, so if you go and check here, see the first letter. So I can also increase the font size so be visible. See here, like this, I can make a change. Okay, so like this, we have so many things, and mostly we will use this part. So one is nothing but it is called as a before. Okay, example. Let me have some heading. So I have a paragraph, right? So here itself, what I will do is just I'll delete this. Okay. So here I will use the before pseudo element. Within this, I'm not going to import anything. I just want to give an image. Okay. I'm just going to import the image. So content, you need to mention this property as a content and the URL. Okay. So URL, what is the URL here? I have a default.jpg file. Let's use that. Actually, okay. So you see here, before this content, what has been displayed? The image has been displayed. Same thing. I change this to be after. The content will be first and the text will be, the images will be the last. It's not only for the image, you can use whatever you want. Okay. And also we have something called as markers. Marker also possible. Mm, if I'm using unordered list, you can go with that. So a very easy thing is I will go with this one, selection. So use one a particular thing, right? So what is example? You go with the highlighted. So in a books and all, while you are reading, you can see some highlight button over there, right? So for that, we can use this. So I'm giving some background color. Going to be yellow. Sorry, not see here. It's not working. Check. Yes, see here. It is changing to red color, but what happened? The yellow color is not applying. So if I select on this, you can see some yellow with a red color. Okay, so this is called as a pseudo elements. Okay, and then we have something called as pseudo class. So pseudo class is normally we use it for links purpose. Okay, um, so in pseudo classes, you will use only one colon. So let me take one example, link example. So first I'll create a ahref link. Like this I've created. So now what I will do is, so here I will remove this anchor tag colon link. Within this, I'm just going to give some colors or background colors. Okay, so I'll go with the background color yellow. Okay, and so this is an anchor element and link is a pseudo class. Okay, and next thing is, after doing this, the link should be in a background color of yellow, and then if it is visited, then what happens? If I click on that and it has been visited, so then it will be in a color green. Okay. And next thing is a colon hover. So hover we already know, right? So hover is nothing but if you are hovering any content, then giving this to be a pink. And the last one is a actor. So here color. So see here, it is in what color? It is in yellow color, but when I hover it, it is in pink color. Okay, if I click on this, it is in pink color, sorry, that is blue color. Once I click, and you can see it is in green color. Okay, let me change that into background color so it will be easy for you to understand. See here, it is already visited, so it is showing in a green, and when I'm hovering it is in pink color. And if I click on this link, you can see it is in blue color. Okay, this is how it will be. Okay, these are the some basic things we will use. And next, and now we'll move on to the JavaScript. It's very easy thing, but whenever you go for an interview, there will be more questions in JavaScript only, because HTML and CSS they will ask you to design a page, that's it. But if it is going to be some dynamic, then you will definitely go with the JavaScript, right? So I'll create a new file and I'll explain you what it is. Let's save this file to be HTML. So this also we will save it as a HTML. So what is JS? So JS is nothing but it's called as a JavaScript file, and this is a client side scripting language. Okay, this is called as a client side scripting language. And then so where we can use this, or why we are going for this, it will create a dynamic web page. So why? Because example, if you go and search here, okay, so for some HTML and CSS template, already I told you, right? So if they are asking to design this page, so this is a many an educational website, and many like kind of website, they are asking the employer to create a web page using this page. If example the image file is given to you and you need to convert it to an HTML file, this is a task. Okay. um so the now the next thing is, so that is a static page. We cannot I cannot click the buttons, or I cannot do any functional things, right? For that we are going for this JavaScript, and this is a lightweight process. Okay, this is a lightweight process, and also if you are this is not that much case sensitive when you compare with Java. So what is Java? Java is a programming language, but when you see JavaScript, it is a client-side scripting. Okay, and so if you go and check, many websites, so the mostly using this as a base, they have created so many, frameworks and library has been created using JavaScript. Okay. An example, we can say React.js. Yes, React.js is created from this JavaScript only, and this Java is created by Java. So using that as an implementation, and this one is not an object oriented. Okay, it is not an object oriented programming, and we have some disadvantages here, because we cannot use this multi-processing. So multi-processing cannot be done using this. Okay, and we cannot use for the networking, and cannot create or read a file here. So these are the some disadvantages which we can do it in Java. Okay. Um, and one more thing, in JavaScript, I'll tell you what are the important topics you need to know. Okay. Uh, so because whenever you go for an interview, they will ask what is this. Okay. So in this example, some more information about this. Actually, this was invented by Brendan Each. Okay. And in 1995, and it was developed by Netscape to, okay, after the Netscape handed the JavaScript over to the, so this Netscape, what happened, they have handed the JavaScript over to ECMA. Okay, so this is what the simple introductions of this JavaScript. Okay, so now we will move on to the coding part. So in coding, first we'll understand how to create a JavaScript file. So this is doc type, sorry, doc, same thing, a basic structure, HTML, and we'll save the head element here, slash head, and the body element. So I'll give the title also. So within this body, you can create a JavaScript in a three ways. Okay, so one is through external you can create, or you can create it through the internal, either in a body or head element. Okay, in the two things, whatever you can give. So in the body element also you can go with the head element also, but most preferable one is here. Okay, so let's see how we can create a JavaScript. So if you're creating internally in the body element, then you need to mention one thing. So as we do it in the CSS, so here I will mention it as script slash. So here, so what is the the body element script? So what we are going to create. So first thing is I will tell you create a how to create the content. Okay, so document dot write off. So here I will give some text. Uh, so like this, I'm just giving the text. So document is nothing but it's an object and write is a method. Okay, like this I've created. I'm just going to print it out. So let's go and check. I think this is a different file. So see here, you can see here you can see first JavaScript section. Okay, so this is how it will be. And if I cut this and putting it in the head element, okay. So here also you can see the same thing which is up here. Okay, you can either go with the head or body element. And one more thing is, How we can create an external? So just go here, file, and I'm going to save this file as save as file, and the save as type is JavaScript file. So I'll save it here. Okay, so I'm just going to connect with this. So how I can connect? So script src, and what is a file name? External file. Just give it here. Okay, it is file.js, right? And the type is nothing but, what is the type? Which we already mentioned in CSS also. The same thing. Uh, it is a Java, that is plain text, and the format is JavaScript. Okay, that's all. Close this off, and this is a element, so we need to close this. So actually, the link will not have any closing tag, okay, but script will have. So now I'm just going to type here. Um, what I will do is, again here also I'm giving document dot write, like this I'm mentioning. So you can see the thing is getting working. Okay, so these are three ways you can implement. Okay, and the next thing is, if you're trying to give something example, if you're trying to create some elements, so then what we can do? So what, one second guys. Okay, sorry guys. So see here, and also in interview they might ask JavaScript versions. Okay, what are the versions you know, and what you have worked for? If you have worked in any kind of versions or projects, so definitely you might have know what is a version, right? So here we have a lot of versions. Okay, I'll just list the versions. So JS 2019, 2009, we have ECMAScript 5. Okay. And then JS 2015, we have something called as ES 6. So like this, we have till JS 2021. So we have so many versions. Okay. Okay, ma. So the next thing is, first, wherever if you go for an interview, the first thing is they will ask you, what is the difference between let, cons, and variable keyword. Okay. So, so first we'll understand what is let, cons, keyword. So these are the keywords for to create a variables. So if you're trying to assign some value and if you're going to do some mathematical operation, then obviously what you will do, you need to use any of these one. Okay, from these three things. So first I'll tell you. First I'm creating a script. So script slash script. So here I will give a name as variable a is equals to sub 10. Okay, I'm giving b variables to be 20. Okay, and our result is c, or okay, let it be like this. Okay, variable a equal to 10. So what I will do is I'm going to do redeclare it. Redeclaration is a is equals to 11. This is called as a redeclaration. I'm just trying to print this. Or document is an object. Document dot write of a. Okay, let's check the output. Let me comment out. So now you can see, so 11 has been printed. So in the variable keyword, redeclaration is possible. So I'm trying to assign it again. I'm giving some 12. Okay. So I'm reassigning. So if I do that, yes, it is accepting. So what happened in the variable keyword? A redeclaration and assignments is possible. And the next thing is, if I'm going to use a let keyword, so then what happened? I'm changing this to be a let keyword. Okay, and this also. So now I'm using a redeclaration. So let's check. I'm changing this to be 20. To run this, so I will right click and check what is the error. Just go to here. Yes. So A has already been declared. So in the let keyword, redeclaration not possible. Okay, let's check whether the reassignment is possible or not. Just removing this. It's a reassignment. Okay, the reassignment is possible in let keyword. Okay. Okay. And const keyword. So const keyword does not accept both the redeclaration and reassignment. So let's check. See here, there is no output. Go to the inspect and check in the console. So here it is saying what? Assignment to the constant variable, it is not possible. Okay. This is a very important interview question. Okay. And then now we'll learn how to use the operators. That is like see here, arithmetic operators. There are so many operators we have. First one is I will go with the arithmetic operator. So if you trying to add or multiply something like that, then you will go with the arithmetic value. So b is equal to sub 11. I'm trying to add this values. Document dot write a plus. These are the some operators. So we have different operator: plus, minus, multiplication, divide, and modulo. Let's see. I'll put a break so that you easy for us. See here. So if you plus this, you can see 21, and this is if you minus this minus 1, multiplication 110, and this is for divide. Okay, if you divide, what is the quotient, and this is your remainder. Okay, and what is called as an assignment operators. So remember this. So let's go with the assignments. And also we have something called as a relational and equality operator. So in the relation and equality operator, if you see, I'm going to take something, some value. So variable a is equals to some 10, and again I'm giving b equals to some 20, and c is equal to 20, and d is equal to 30. This is the value. Now I'm going to check what is the relation. So if it is true or false. Okay. So document dot write. So the first thing is I'm going to check the relations, whether it is lesser than or greater than. I'm putting statement like this. So A is less than B. Yes, if it is true, you will get the value to be true. So this is nothing but as a command line. Okay, if you give this is for a single line. If it is a multiple line, then you will go with this. See here, slash star. You have to close it like this. Okay. Now, okay, and next thing is I'm giving B is equals to greater than or equal to C. Okay, so like this I've given. Check the output. Go and check what happened. So it is saying the first statement is A is greater than B. Yes, it is true, and this is false, and this is true. Okay, why the last one is true? Because it is greater than or equal. It is equal, right? So it is displaying it as a true. And we have something called as a logical relationship. So I will keep this as it is. Now, so here I'm going to use the operand, the ampersand, and within this, here what happened is it will check. So the condition is like this. If it is true, one condition is true and one condition is false. Okay. So it will throw the output as a false value. But just copy this. I'll make a statement. So here I'm going to use the OR operator. Let's check the output now. If you run this, you can see it is false and this is true because the one condition is false here. First one is true and the second one is false. But what is the output? It is false one. But when you go to the second statement, so first one is true, the next one is false. Okay. And just want to know what are the data types we have. Okay, we'll discuss that. So what is data type? So see here. So in data type, we have something called as a number, string, boolean, and then we have something called as undefined, and then null. Okay. So in data type, first I will tell you how to find the data type. Okay, I'm giving some value, or I just go with a document dot type. So it will print the values. Okay, here I will give a method as type of. So this keyword, what happens is I'm giving a value as 10. So this is a very this is a number, right? So it will throw a data type as number. Type of is used to find the data type. So what is the exact data type which you have given? For that purpose, we are using this type of. The next thing is I've just copied this and I'm changing this to be. So you can give whatever the text. So if I run this, you can see it is in string. The break statement. Okay, and the next thing is I'll just copy this. Here I will find the values. Example 10 is greater than or equals to. Run this. What is the value? It is in boolean because it will get true or false. That's it. So either one. So that is called as this one. And next thing is just copy this. So undefined. What is called as undefined? If example I'm giving, like, see here, I given a A. So what is the data type I'm getting? It is undefined because I have not defined any value. I have not assigned any value for the A variable. So for that reason, I'm getting it as a undefined. Okay, and just copy this. Actually, if you see, the null is an object, right? So, so if you find for the type of is null, then you will get a object one. Okay, and the next thing is one more important thing. This is usually you will get from the interview this question. So nothing but document of right of, I'm giving some value. Okay, 10 divided by 0, some value I'm giving. Okay, we go and check. Give me a second. So What it is saying, it is true. It's not a number. Yes, what it is saying exactly, it's throwing an error, that is it is showing that is it is true. Why? Because this is not a number. But if I'm changing this to be like this, okay. First, one thing we have to understand. So usually they will ask you, so what is NaN? So Na is nothing but not a number. Okay, so not a number is, if example I'm trying to, give some value. For example, it is 1, 2, 3, like that. That is. So this is a number, right? But when I'm giving some string and string value, and I'm just trying to add that value, and I'm finding something, right? Some value. So then it's going to be what? It's a not a number. You will get a NaN value. Okay, so this is called as a NaN. So NaN is nothing but if you're trying to add number with some strings or some values concatenating with a string, then we can use a plus symbol. Yes, this is acceptable. Let me check. So if I run this code, you can see. Okay. Okay. So if I'm giving like this and just running this, you can see 10A B. But if I'm trying to give it like this, then what happened? It is showing a not a number. Like this, you cannot do anything with the uh, that is using a symbols like minus or multiply or divide. Okay, so you can't do anything. So now next thing is we understand so how to create a functions and string methods. Okay, so first, so basic example I'll give you, so how to create a function. So now what I will do is I'm creating one button. Okay, so button type is equals to button, and I'm not giving anything, and here I'm closing this button. Okay, so in this place I will give a name as click here. Okay. The script element, I'm going to create a function. So function keyword you need to use, and some name I'm giving. And you have to use the parenthesis and curly braces. Okay. Just close this off. So now you need to mention the attribute on click. So on click is an attribute for the button. Here I'm going to connect this using this HTML and JavaScript. I'm going to link this. So how I will use, I need to mention the function name. Okay, so I need some alert box to be displayed. Okay, so alert box, this is, so if you click on this, you can see a alert message that is going on. Like this, you will be creating a function. So how we can create a objects? So objects is nothing but so I'll tell you it will be in a key pair value. So that is the way you will be creating a objects. So I'll give you very simple examples how we can do this. So let's take, so how we will do the, as a assignation. So variable a is equal to some 10, right? Like this, we will assign the variable. Like this, what you have to do is you need to mention in this way. Okay. So instead of giving a value, you need to use the curly braces. So within this, I'll give a first name. Okay, this is my key. Using this key, I can get a values. So I'm giving a name as I'll give 70 the name. comma, and the last name. I'm giving some age. It's going to be something 18 or 20. Okay, I'm just giving as a 18, and so this is what I've created. Okay, now I will. So this is the objects now. So A, it is called as an object. Using this, I can fetch all the values. So let's see how I can fetch. So document dot write. So what is the object name? It is K. So first I will use A dot. Uh, what is the key value? Key is first name. So to get this value, I need this key. Okay. So you need to mention dot. Otherwise, you can use a brackets. So change this first name, and again A dot last name. This so either you can take this or let's check the output. This is better. So you can see 70 and J and 18 has been displayed. So here I need to mention this way. Either you can go with this method. Okay, like this it will be displayed the same thing. Okay, you can use a dot operator or you can go with the that is braces. Okay, either one thing you can put. And next is we'll see what are the JavaScript events we are using. So it is very important to learn. So what are the events we will do, and what are the examples you're going to see. Let's see. Okay, guys. So events is nothing but if you are trying to make the page very dynamically. Okay, so that is called as a these events. So how we are going to handle the elements. Okay, so first I will go with the mouse events. Just remove all these things. I'm going to mention the mouse events. So in this mouse events, first I'll tell you what are the events we have. Mouse events, keyboard events, and then form events, and we have a drag events, and then we have something called as a clip events. So we'll see one by one. So how we can do with this. First, we already know how to hand the mouse click. So mouse click is nothing but if you click on this, something will get appear, right? So we already know this. Just run this program to get an yes, I have closed the function, right? So I'll create a functions. So for all these events, you need to create a functions, okay? So giving confirmation. method. Okay, so in the confirmation method, choose any, choose yes or so see here it is K the S or no or OK or cancels like that you can do. And I'm just changing this to B at DBL. Okay. DBL is nothing but if I refresh and check, I need to double click this, then only it will open. Okay. So that is a major difference for this one. And what are the other mouse events we have? I will go with the on mouse over. So on mouse over, I have already created function, so I'm just giving the function name alone. So here I will change. Let me refresh. This is a button. If I hover this, I can see it. Right? See here. Here I can't do anything. If I hover this, I can see the thing. So this is called as a on mouse over. And we have something called as a on focus. So on focus event. So let me remove this on focus. On focus is nothing but if you go here, instead of button, what I will do is I will create a input field. Input type equals to text, and the ID I'm giving is input. Okay, and then on focus. In this place, you need to mention the function name. So A of. Okay. So now there are so many different DOM methods are there. Okay, I'll let you know. So before that, I'm going to use only one method in the DOM document object. So we have discussed about write method. So now I'm going to use a get element by ID. So what this ID will do is we can fetch any ID names here. Okay. So the ID name is input dot style. So I'm going to do the style and dot background because I'm mentioning a color. Okay. I'm giving a color as black. Now we'll refresh and check. So there is an input field, right? So if I click on this input, so it is input only. A of get element by ID and input dot style dot background. Let me refresh one second. Let's see, it is now changing. So when I click on this field, you can see something is changing, some color is changing. So these are all called as a mouse events. Okay, mouse enter, leave, and these things will be under this mouse event. So now we will see about the keyboard events. So what are a keyboard events? So see here, I'm changing some values. Okay, here I will change this to on key down. So in on key down, the same function name I'm just giving, and I need the input field itself. So now, so when I click on something inside this input field, it should give me an alert like you have pressed the key like this. It should happen. So let's check. If I run this, you can see empty field. Now, when I move the cursor and just I'm clicking on this, and I'm typing some keyword, okay, like A. So what happened? It is showing you have pressed the key. For that alert purpose, we can go with this on key down. Okay, like this, we also have something called as on key up. The same thing will goes on. Okay, and for form events, I will tell you one important thing. I will go with the body elements. Okay, just I'll remove all these things. I'm giving a body element. Inside the body element, I'm giving a function that is attribute is equals to windows window dot alert. Okay. You can either give alert directly or you can go with the window dot alert. Here I'm giving some value as page successfully loaded. Here I will mention this to be a script. Okay, and check. So once I'm trying to load this button, it is showing the page successfully loaded. So this is how you will be doing. And we'll see the clip events, how we can do with the clip events in JavaScript. Clipboard is nothing but sometimes if you're trying to copy paste something, so what it does, it will copy that particular text and it will show you the message that it has been copied. So the same thing we are going to do here. So first we will go with the copy thing. So already we have, so just remove these things. Yes. Okay. So already have a input that is text, and okay, you can mention the ID if you want, but here what you need to change is on copy. On copy is a attribute, and I'm giving the function name. So now after copying this functionality, I need a value as the first thing is try to copy, and the function inside this function I will create one paragraph. Okay, after this input element, it's going to be in a h1. Okay, I'll take it as a h1 heading element. Your text is copied like this. I'm just giving a text, or I will just give the ID. I don't want here. I don't ID. I don't want any ID to be displayed there. So just after copying this, it should give some information for me. So now what I will do? What is the ID I need to mention? It is nothing but demo or inputs. Dot inner HTML. So here you need to mention what it is. So you copied text. Now we'll go and check. Just run this. So you have some text that is in a value have given some text, right? I'm just copying this. If I click on Control plus C, what is saying it you copied the text. And the same thing it goes for the paste also. So paste, what you will do, you need to change this gonna be a paste. So now I have pasted some values here. Okay. See here, I can take any of the value. So names, let me check here, and I'll go to this output. I need to change this text. Okay. So you have pasted the text. This is the information just given. Okay, these are all about the events. So now we will understand how to create a string and string methods, and also the basic concept. Okay. First, I'll go with the strings. So strings, we have a lot of string methods. And before going that, first we'll should know how the DOM works. So DOM is nothing but, just remove all these. Okay. So what is DOM? DOM is document object model. Okay. So DOM is nothing but document object model here. So first I'll give you the special introduction. So what is DOM object model? Actually, when a web page is loaded, okay, the browser creates a document object model of the page. So if the interviewer asks, it is a very famous interview question that is frequently asked question. Okay, when a web page, so you should give the exact definition for this. Okay, when a web page is loaded, the browser creates a document object model of the page. So it's like a tree. So each and every element. So see here, this is called as an object. This is object. This is object. Each and every element is considered as an object. Okay. So this is called as a DOM. And how we are going to work on this. So first we'll see about the methods what we are going to use it. Okay. The first already we discussed about the document.get element ID, right? So now we should understand. So what is called as a how we can find the elements, and so we can find the elements in a three ways. Either you can go with the document element ID, or you can go with the class, or you can go with the intro. So let's see. Mm, so now I'm going to use a tag name for to finding the elements. So if it is a, I have some 3 to 4 tags and I just want to apply some details for that alone, then I will go with the tag names. 1 minute. So guys, see here. So first we'll see about a tag name. So I'll create some paragraph. Okay. Of paragraph. I have some two paragraphs. Okay. So what I will do is, I'll go here, and in this place, I'm going to create a script. Okay. In this script file, what is the first thing we need to do is just we need to get the tag name. So which tag name we are going to get. Okay. So maybe we'll be having the heading tags also. So copy this. So let me assign this to be a heading. So in the script, what I will do is I'm just giving a const keyword, okay, and I'm assigning a variable. So that's going to be document dot get elements by tag name. So here I'm giving a name as a tag name. So next thing is document dot get elements by ID. So what I will do is I just assign something like this h2 slash h2. Okay, and I want this to be printed in this h2. ID is equals to a. Let's go here, give a value as a and dot inner html. Okay, in this place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the variable a of dot inner html. A of is nothing but a is a variable, and this a variable contain the two paragraphs. Okay, and in this, okay, in this inner html, what I'm going to display, I'm going to assign the value as a of some values. It may be is, so the array, obviously it will be in zeros or ones. It will start from zeros, right? So I'm giving it to be a one. So then I will get the output of this. So let's check. So here you can see the output has been entered. Sorry, here it has been entered. The lorem ipsum is a placeholder text value. Okay, if I change this value to be some zero, then what happens? If I run this, you can see in publishing graphics has been displayed. So like this, one more element, sorry, the method we have that is called as a class. So in this class name, I'll give some class name for this. Class is equals to a, and here also giving class equal to b. Let me take this to be a b value. Okay, here if you go and I'm changing this, okay, id c, here you need to mention dot b. Okay, so in this dot b I want a0. Okay, so a0 in the sense, okay, I'll change this to be a1. Check. You can see the value has been printed. It is in h1. If this has been displayed. Okay. So this is called as a get class names. And if you're trying to select all the queries, example particularly if you're going to select, okay, uh, let me do this. Okay. Change this to be C, and we're also giving class C. This also C. So here I'm giving a class name to be C, and this ID, I want something to be displayed, but what this C is, if example this is a paragraph and heading, both has a same class name, but I just want my paragraph C. I'm just going to take the paragraph C alone. That's gonna print as a value. Okay. H2. So now you can use one particular method that is called as query selector all. So it has been selected all the queries which is a paragraph class. Okay. From okay, to be more understandable, I'll give like this, so you can understand so which particular text it is taking off. If you run this, you can see what text has been displayed, the class. So it is in 0. If I change this to 0, so that will be displayed here. So this is what. So this is called as a query selectors. And here also we have the list of things, like if you try to change the colors or the content, then how we can change the content using the dot inner html. So let's see. So we already used it, right? Mm, I'm selecting some text and just I'm not giving anything. Okay, I'm going to give some name. Let's go next. Yes. Here you can see it is Linux OS. Okay, clear? This is a way you can change. If you want to change any element value, you will be changing like this. You have to use dot inner html. Okay, like this you will be changing. And if you are trying to add some text, or if you are trying to add some styles in that, that can also be possible. Okay, so how we can change the thing? So see here, I'm changing this to be a style dot background color. We'll take like this. I don't know this thing. So a dot. So a is nothing but this element name. Okay. A dot style dot background equals to some. We'll do it for only one ID. check if any error is going on. Undefined style. Okay, sorry. Okay, better what I will do is, let me take this to be as a button. So, okay, I'll take it as a button. So, so just the button and so next is there, and the button going to be sorry. Okay, button and then on click see off is some text. Within the script, the function is see off. So within this document get element by ID. I'm giving the okay. I need to give the ID name, right? So I have given the tag name. So that is the reason it is not displaying. Now it will work. See here. So I'm just giving a background color as well. Just copy this. So here I'm changing this to so background color will be pink. So like this it will be displayed. So you can use multiple n number of things. But whatever you do, so let me copy this. Copy it for a multiple times and just run this. You click on this all. Then you need to use a query selector for this. Okay, query selector. Right. So for that, it will work for the class. Sorry, only for the classes. Okay. So the next thing was we learn how to change the images. Images also we can change it using this DOM. That is also possible. And what is a DOM form? So how we can evaluate? So let's see. So very simple thing. The validation is very important. Data validation. So let's check how we can do that. Data form validation. To go here, I'm giving a function keyword. Okay, and I just want to validate. So before doing that, first I will create a form name. So the form is form, giving a name as my form, action attributes. So if you have any action attribute, you can give, otherwise leave it. And the most important, the form keyword is on submit. So here you need to use a keyword written, and then you have to mention the name of the function. So I'm giving a off. In method, we have two things I told you, right? It's like post and get. So in the post and the get. So post is example. If you are going to import it on the separate server side, then it will be a post. And get method, something is unsecure. Okay. So now within this, I'm just creating two things. Okay. I'm just going to validate the data. So here I will give a name and the input height equals to text. The name I'm giving for this, because using this name only I can evaluate the details whether it has been mentioned or not. So input type, I'm giving this to be a submit. The value is this is your form. Okay, what I'm going to do with this form? So in this form, if I am not entering, if the visitor is not entering any details, then it will throw an error. Okay, so come to the script functions. So in the script function, I'm giving a function name as of. So first I'm assigning one variable. So let c is equals to document dot form. So if you have multiple forms, you can give it as a forms. So here I have only one form. So forms of, inside this my form. And next, what I need in the form, I need the value of this f name. So just give this and I'm going to get the value. So dot value. Okay. What it will do, it will fetch the value of this z. Just go here and using if condition. So z is equals to empty. If it is empty, so what happened? It should throw an alert message like, give me 1 second. Okay, in this alert box, I will throw an error as name must be filled out. Okay. This is the alert message I'll be throwing, and I need a return type. So return is false. Let's run this. If I'm not typing anything and I'm just giving submit, then what happened? It is saying name must be filled. So like this, there are so many name that is validations are there, data validation. Okay, so we'll discuss. So as of now, we'll see about a string methods. Okay, it's very easy thing, and we have DOM event listener. So event listener also the same thing, like events. Okay, so we'll check that as well. So I'll tell you very simple example for add event listener. The same thing which we do for the events, the same. But the only thing what we will do is just remove the script. Okay. And here also I'm giving some button. I'll remove this and I'll give a button. So button. So giving a button name is click. Like this I've given a button. Okay. And what we will do normally, we will give a the ID. So like here I'm giving, and I will give a functions, that is attribute I will give, right? So but instead of that, giving a paragraph, ID is going to be demo slash paragraph. Okay, I've created like this. So using a add event listener, so document dot get element by ID. So here I will give what is the element I'm going to display is A. Okay, so after clicking this, okay, dot inner HTML, so I want a date to be displayed. Okay, so first I will create a function. So here I need to give an event listener. So add event. So event listener is nothing but it's a method. Okay, in this method, I need to give the what is the attribute we have given. So like I need to use a click. If you're going to use double click, you can mention that, and then the method name. I'm giving a method name to be b. Okay, so we will give this one as a parameter value. So here I will go and create a functions. So function b of, in this b of document dot get element by id. Here I will give a value as 10 because here I'm going to display. Okay, so dot inner HTML. Instead of going and giving here a attribute, I will use it here itself. So date of. Run this. Dot add event is enough. So let me check the error. So what it's saying, document.get element add event is not a function. Something zero. refresh this. Now you go here. If you click on this, you can see the date. Okay. So this is all about JavaScript. So